Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, the site for tonight's matchup between your Roseburg boys basketball team and the visiting Grants Pass Cavemen. It's another Southwest Conference matchup for us here tonight as the Roseburg Indians look to continue winning ways in the conference. Winners in their last two, improving to 2-1 in Southwest Conference play, 9-5 overall on the season. Tonight they'll take on a defensive team in Grants Pass that currently is tied with Roseburg in the league standings at 2-1, 8-7 overall for the Cavemen. They are a team that doesn't score heavily, but they make sure to limit what the other team's able to do as well. We could be in for quite the battle here tonight from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. And with that, we welcome you into tonight's broadcast. Great to have you with us for another night of high school hoops here on The Score. The Roseburg Indians looking to win their third straight and stay a game behind the top of the Southwest Conference standings. Right now you've got South Medford and South Eugene undefeated in conference games. South Medford 3-0, South Eugene is 2-0. Roseburg and Grants Pass at 2-1 in league play. A win tonight keeps them right there with the top dogs in the conference. We'll talk more about tonight's matchup and the importance of this game with head coach Jordan Humphreys here in just a few moments as we count down to tip-off during the pregame show tonight. So stay tuned for that here coming up in just a moment. As we work our way towards our first break here in the pregame show, remind you that Roseburg High School basketball is streaming online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. That's 1490 The Score on YouTube. If you watch on our YouTube channel, you can hit the subscribe button, and then you can get notifications on every time we go live with another Roseburg High School sporting event. So, if you are a fan of the Roseburg Indians and want to keep up to date with what's going on with the Roseburg broadcast that we have here on the radio and on our video player, make sure you subscribe to the 1490 The Score YouTube channel today. And our video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship and helping us bring you live Roseburg sports on the radio as well as on our video stream. We'll go ahead and work in our first break here in the pregame show, and when we come back, it's time to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys as Roseburg gets ready to take on the Grants Pass Cavemen in a Southwest Conference battle tonight here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Roseburg High School. I'm Joey Keyran, back after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
our pregame on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Tonight, Roseburg back at home for another Southwest Conference matchup as the Grants Pass Cavemen make their way to town. Joining us now is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, you guys are coming off of a nice victory, high scoring, big margin of victory against the Willamette Wolverines. What'd you come away after a little bit of time to think about that one? What'd you come away feeling good about what you guys were able to do last week against the Wolverines?
I felt good about how we played as a team. We didn't go out and do anything individually. We moved the ball around well, got high-quality shots, and played better defense. So continuing to grow on that defensive stuff we've been talking about the last couple weeks since the North Medford game, and continuing to get better at moving the ball on the perimeter and getting the best shot every time down the floor.
You know, we talked about it a little in the post-game show about being able to have four guys that have done a nice job of being able to kind of help lead you at times in scoring. How nice is it for you as a coach to be able to kind of have some room to play with, knowing that you've got a decent number of kind of options and weapons out there on the floor?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we can call a set for anybody that is having a hot hand, or we can take advantage of people based on matchups. And a lot of other teams don't have four guys that can defend, four guys that can score like we got four guys that can. And so that gives us a lot of options and a lot of flexibility to attack other teams in different ways.
Is it fair to say that, I know you've had some talented clubs here in the last couple of years, and you've had guys that can score, but is this kind of one of the more deeper teams that you guys have been able to have that can spread the ball around a little bit?
As far as depth goes, is deeper than 6 or 7? No, not necessarily. Okay. But as far as spread around people that can score, it's definitely a better team as far as other ones. I feel confident in 4 or 5 guys that can score. But even last year's group, I mean, we had 4 different guys that got over 20 at different points in the season, and so it's just, I would say, scoring in a different way from this team. Yeah, it's kind of apples and oranges.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see a trend going on, that you feel like you've got a decent number of weapons that can put the ball through the cylinder for you. Tonight, you guys get ready to take on a Grants Pass team, and there was kind of stood out to me looking at the notes, kind of getting ready for this matchup. This is a team that will try to play some pretty tough defense. What have you kind of learned about this Grants Pass team that they've been able to kind of hold teams in check, at least scoring-wise, throughout this season?
Yeah, I think they've only got 3 games over 60 points, and so they definitely focused on defense a lot and try to hold teams down, and probably that's because they got a little bit of size. They got some bigger guys, not necessarily huge posts, but they got some bigger, stronger guys, and they don't like to necessarily play at a high pace like we do, and so that could be what tonight is, a little battle of the pace, and hopefully we can get the pace we want and get them to get a little bit tired and on the road, and force some transition buckets off of turnovers, which is kind of when we get rolling, is when we get some quick turnovers and get some excitement going.
What's the best way to kind of try and enforce your style of play for your team? I mean, obviously, if they want to slow it down, the shot clock kind of helps maybe limit how much they can slow down a possession. But, how do you guys go about trying to make sure that you keep this game going the way you guys want to play it versus falling into what they want to do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a few ways you can do it. We can press a little bit to try to get them to take quick shots, which sometimes I know a lot of people look at that and say, oh, you're just giving up wide open shots early in the shot clock. But when you do that and you get them running and they're not used to it, then they're not as good as shots for them. And as long as we get rebounds, that's kind of one thing we've hung our hat on so far this year is, you can play a good defense for 25, 30 seconds, and if you get a rebound, then we can beat them in transition just playing good defense. And a lot of times that's enough to kind of break some people. If even on a made basket, and you'll see sometimes on made baskets, we're able to get a wide open lane just by the transition that we run, and that's definitely something that a lot of teams get deflated on when they get a bucket and they're all excited, and then all of a sudden we're laying it in right back at them, and they're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it, especially in this game against the bigger teams, is going to be blocking out.
It's still early on in the league season, haven't finished the full rotation through all the teams, but, knowing where you sit right now and just knowing that it's league season and these games are important, especially here at home, protecting your home court, kind of how big do you feel, do you sense that the guys kind of know that this is a big opportunity for them here tonight?
Oh, 100%. I mean, us and Grants Pass are both 2-1, and I think we've proven all over our league that on the road's hard to win. So if you drop one at home, you put yourself in a pretty tough spot. And I think last few years we've done a good job of kind of protecting our home court advantage. And as long as we can continue to do that and then go steal a couple on the road, I think we'll be okay. But tonight is a big one as far as kind of separating ourselves from some of the other teams in league.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for the time here.
Thank you.
Head coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the pregame show as we count down to tip-off between Roseburg and Grants Pass. Well, taking a look at how these two teams got to this point here tonight. First, for the visiting Grants Pass Cavemen, they did lose their first conference game in their last one, and surprisingly, they played very closely against the South Medford Panthers. This was Tuesday last week. I believe they had a game against South Eugene postponed last week due to all the ice up in the Eugene area, so they're going to be making that one up tomorrow with a road trip to South Eugene. But the last game for the Cavemen came last Tuesday, a week ago today. They lost 37-33 against South Medford. Grants Pass overcame an 8-0 deficit to start out the game and led 10-9 at the end of the first quarter. Grants Pass led by as much as 8 in the third quarter and held the lead until midway through the fourth. But South Medford finished that final period on, they would go to outscore Grants Pass 12-4. And that led South Medford for the comeback victory by just 4 points in that matchup. Probably one of the lowest scoring totals of the season for South Medford this year, probably in quite some time. But the Panthers able to continue their conference winning streak with that late comeback in the fourth quarter against the Cavemen. Grants Pass shot 38% from the floor in that one. They were 0 for 8 at the free throw line. That was a kind of a brutal realization for them there, that if they hit at least 50% of their free throws, they are in a tie game. If they hit just above 50%, which I think most coaches would tell you they should be able to at least make a slightly above 50% from their free throw line, they would probably prefer at least 70%. But Grants Pass 0 for 8 at the line at home, and that was costly for them in a 4-point loss against the conference leader, South Medford. Grants Pass has won 3 out of their last 2. That loss to South Medford snapped a 3-game losing streak. As for Roseburg, they won big over Willamette on Friday last week, 86-55, the final score here at home for that one. Roseburg led wire to wire and finished with the biggest margin of victory this season for the Indians. They were tied. They did tie a season high for points scored in that game. Roseburg led by 21 at halftime. Willamette got within 12 points in the third quarter, but they never got it down to single digits, and Roseburg finished strong for the 31-point victory. The Indians shot 60% from the field in that game, made 5 3-pointers in that contest. So for Roseburg, that was back-to-back wins for them. They've got 2 wins now in conference play, looking to try and get a third as they take on Grants Pass tonight. Last year, Roseburg did win both their games against Grants Pass last year. They went 2-0, winning at home and on the road. Roseburg winning 57-56 at Grants Pass in a tight one there, and then won 61-45 versus Grants Pass here at home last season. Roseburg has won 3 out of the last 4 against the Cavemen. For this Grants Pass team, they didn't graduate a lot. They do have a lot of underclassmen on the roster, only a couple of seniors on the club for head coach Joel Jesse. He's going to rely on a few of these juniors in the starting lineup here today, as well as the seniors on the roster look like they'll be included in the starting lineup. But they only graduated 3 seniors from last year's team. One of them was Mason Bennett, a first-team all-conference selection, and then Cade Brandis, an honorable mention all-league selection as well. They did have 2 juniors that were on the roster last year that are not on the roster this year for the Cavemen. So a little bit of turnover in the roster. They are fairly young. We'll see what some of the senior leadership can do, as well as what these youngsters can do for the Grants Pass Cavemen here tonight. We're getting close to tipping this one off here from Roseburg High School. Roseburg and Grants Pass about to get things underway. As we get ready for that, want to remind everybody the big game not basketball, football. That's what we're talking there. The big game right around the corner. That means it's time for the Score Squares game presented by All Wired Up. Head to the Score homepage at 541radio.com to claim a square before the big game on February 11th. You could win a 55-inch TV plus a wall mount or sound bar from All Wired Up. Well, we've also got other prizes to give out during the game from B&D Meats down in Winston. You can head to 541radio.com to get more details and to register. Roseburg at home looking to get their 10th win on the season. Grants Pass trying to move ahead of Roseburg in the standings with their 3rd win in conference play. We could be in for a defensive battle here tonight. We'll see which method of play, which style of play wins out here this evening. Your starting lineups are going to be right around the corner. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break for the national anthem, and then we'll come back to get this one underway. Here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, it's Hoops on a Tuesday. I'm Joey Keyran. This has been the pregame show. We'll come back with your starting lineups after this 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Welcome you back to Roseburg High School, where tonight the Indians welcome in the Grants Pass Cavemen. Let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's starting lineup for head coach Joel Jesse and the Cavers. Your starting lineup will have Peyton Bruner leading things off, wearing number 00, the junior, along with Gavin McLean, an honorable mention All-Southwest Conference selection a year ago, a senior for the Cavemen. Wearing number 11, a junior, Tyler McIntosh, will get the start tonight, along with second-team All-Southwest Conference selection Luke Morgan, a senior. And rounding it out is senior Jaden Jesse. On the other side, for head coach Jordan Humphreys in his 5th year leading the program, his starting 5 is going to include Owen Bentia. Didn't confirm with coach beforehand. Does look like he maybe made one change to the lineup from what we had last game. Kind of went with a guess on whether or not he was going to keep it the same. It's Owen Bentia out there, along with Vincent Ash, Owen Vredenberg. Will get the start. I called him Owen Asher Vredenberg, Julian Lopez, and your starting 5 will include Micah Mendoza as well. That is tonight's starting lineup. So one edit, Caden Luther not in the lineup tonight for Roseburg. Instead, it'll be Vincent Ash, the other senior. So that is a look at the starting five. Roseburg will be in the whites, and in the blue jerseys is Grants Pass. Get ready for tonight's contest. The opening tip in the middle. It will be won by Grants Pass. Bruner winning the tip. They'll move right to left on your radio dial. Bruner will come to get it at the left wing, out to the top for Jesse, who dribbles right side, gives it away to Luke Morgan. He goes baseline off the glass. His shot too strong, pulled down by Mendoza. One hand sling up the floor, a little bit too much there. Trying to get it up the floor to Vincent Ash, but Ash is unable to get it, and it's off his hands, out of bounds. A turnover by Roseburg. Expecting this to be an interesting battle of styles on the floor. Grants Pass will like to slow it down if they can. Getting the ball at the high wing was Morgan. His tossed out to, that was McLean on the shot. It was too strong. Rebound pulled down by Roseburg. Asher Friedenberg, the hesitation step, gets to the rim and finishes off the glass on the right side to give Roseburg their first lead on the night. 2-0 our score here in the opening minute of the ball game. Dribbling left side, pass away to McIntosh at the wing, marked by Ash. He'll bounce it to the free throw line. A little hook bounce pass to Morgan. Morgan driving, pushing. His shot too strong. Mendoza another board, and he'll push it up the floor. They want to move quick. Bentia, a quick shot from the left side, way too strong for the Dark Knight. Wearing the face mask once again is Owen Bentia. Driving baseline, got around Mendoza and off the glass. Peyton Bruner will tie us up at 2 apiece. Roseburg quickly the other direction. Friedenberg gets right to the rim. The bucket and a whistle. He'll head to the free throw line for the traditional three-point play. And Asher Friedenberg with all 4 of our points so far, looking to make it 5 as Roseburg leads with 6:30 to go in the first quarter. Friedenberg lost his shoe, so we'll have a break in the action here for a moment. Let's go ahead and pause real quick for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball tonight on The Score. Friedenberg ready to go on the three-point attempt from the free throw line. Friedenberg, a 70% shooter. The right-hander will line it up and knocks it through. Makes it a three-point ball game. Peyton Bruner will check out of the game. He picked up the foul. Coming into the game will be Jordan Rosetta, who is a freshman. He's big for a freshman. Thick frame, good height to him. On the left side, Jesse with it. Looking underneath, coming to help Morgan. Will get it right back to Jesse. He jab steps right, drives baseline, cut off by by Lopez. Tried to toss it baseline. Mendoza with the steal, races up the floor into the front court. Passed out, tipped away, taken by Grants Pass. Racing the other way is Morgan. Goes one-on-one against Lopez. No. Ball slammed down. Rosetta threw it off of Vincent Ash, and it'll stay with Grants Pass. They'll get another look at it with 28 seconds to go on the shot clock. 5:56 here in the first quarter. 5-2, Roseburg in front. Grants Pass basketball underneath their own basket. Lob into Rosetta at the free throw line. Left elbow, pass it away to Morgan. Gets it to McLean. Tried to feed it underneath. Ball tipped away, but it's picked up by McIntosh on the right baseline. Gets it to Morgan, driving left side. Morgan with the jump stop and finish. And Luke Morgan will get his first points of the ball game. 1-point game. Driving baseline, Bentia cut off, nobody down there. Back out to Friedenberg. His three off the left iron, pulled down by McIntosh. A chance for Grants Pass to grab their first lead of the game. As they slow it down, Jesse will hand it off. McLean will bring it across the timeline. Working left against Lopez, into the corner. Pass out almost taken by Mendoza. Right side, off his foot. Able to keep it was Jesse. Out to the top to McIntosh. Drives in, off the glass from the right side. And McIntosh will give Grants Pass its first lead at 6-5. Driving in, drawing contact. Didn't get a good look at the shot there for Friedenberg, but he'll draw another whistle. Second foul in the first quarter for the Cavemen. That one goes against Luke Morgan. Back to the free throw line for Asher Vredenberg. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give him a call at 541-378-6694. 5:04 to go first quarter. First of 2 free throws here for Asher Vredenberg. Gone are the days of the 1-and-1 opportunities in high school basketball. First free throw is good. Vredenberg will tie it up with that free throw. Back into the game came Peyton Bruner. Out comes Luke Morgan. Some early substitutions for Coach Joel Jesse. Second free throw, Vredenberg hits them both. Perfect at the line to start. He puts Roseburg back in front by 1. 7-6. Jesse across the timeline, passes it up the floor to Rosetta, gets it to McIntosh, cutting right side, back to Rosetta, driving in against Lopez. No on the first attempt, got his own rebound, went back up, and he'll get a whistle. It looks like Owen Bentia will get whistled for this one. He'll pick up the first foul against the Indians. Tight contest so far. Right now, Grants Pass averaging 50.8 points per game. Roseburg averaging 67.2. The odds are that if Roseburg can reach 60 points in the game, they'll give themselves a very good chance at trying to win here tonight. Only a few teams have been able to break that 60-point mark against the Cavemen. 7-7 after the first free throw for Rosetta, and he'll put Grants Pass back in front as he hits the second. 8-7 your score, 4:48 to go first quarter. Across the timeline, Bentia running the point. Gets it to Ash, who comes to get it. Back, wanted to get the cutter. Bentia to the corner, but Bentia tried to kind of revert course back into that left corner instead of cutting more towards the hoop where Vincent Ash thought he'd be. Turnover by the Indians. Pass left side, back out to the top for Jesse. Jesse will get it. Dribbles back to left, working against the zone defense here from the Indians. Shot clock down to 20. A 3 from the left side. Back iron. Underneath. Rebound for Vincent Ash. Did a nice job blocking out. Almost had it taken away as he gets it out midcourt to Mendoza. Crossover. Got free. Then the defense just absolutely surrounded him. And Mendoza's going to go to the line. Couldn't get the shot to drop as it pinballed around in the cylinder before spitting back out. Back to the line goes Roseburg. To the line for the first time tonight goes Micah Mendoza, the reigning a first-team all-conference selection a year ago. Leading scorer for this Roseburg team. The lefty too strong on the first attempt at the line. The foul was against Jaden Jesse, who heads to the bench. Into the game is Zach Deshane, who comes in, a junior. Second free throw, Mendoza rolls it over the front of the iron and drops it in. Ties us up at 8-all, midway point of this first quarter. Deshane, crossover, goes right side, bounces it to the high post on the right side. Turn around, that jumper way short, and then a whistle underneath.
There's 2 of you over there.
Boy, there are a couple of whistles there from both sides, or a couple of complaints from both sides. First, it was on the shot by Bruner, which came way short on the turnaround jumper. Grants Pass wanted a whistle there, and then Coach Humphreys surprised that Julian Lopez got whistled trying to box out underneath. On the inbound pass, knocked away. It'll be saved in by Lopez. Gets to Bentia. He'll push it up the floor. Vredenberg attacking left side. He'll draw another whistle. And back to the free throw line goes Asher Vredenberg for his third trip tonight. Has a chance to put Roseburg back in front. Asher Vredenberg averaging 13.5 points a game this season at the line. The foul goes against Gavin McLean, his first. That is the fourth team foul against the Cavemen with 3:50 to play here in the first period. Asher makes the first. Tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Another one here for Asher. And his rainbow shot, boy, he is dialed in that high arcing free throw shot. He sinks it there. And Roseburg back in front, 9-8. 3:43 and counting here in the first quarter. Pass into the middle, turn around from the left elbow off the iron. It clanks to the right side for Rosetta. Rebound pulled down by Roseburg. Mendoza out at the top, tried to drive by the defender, kicks out. Bentia, a look at a three, too strong. Long rebound, and racing to get to it was Bruner. Steals it away from Roseburg. Up the far side of the floor for Zach Deshane, draws back out towards midcourt. Handling the basketball against Bentia. Right side into the corner, jab step for McLean. Holding in the corner, back out to Bruner. Bruner looking back into the right corner, will get it to McLean. He drives baseline, drew some attention, but he's able to work around it, to lay it in and give Grants Pass the lead. Sorry, ties us up. My apologies. We are tied at 10-10. I missed that free throw there for Asher at the free throw line. Mendoza had a double team come, tried to split them, and ended up getting called for the walk. Vincent Ash and Julian Lopez will head to the bench for the Indians. Andy McCurdy and Michael Bosley will check in. Roseburg will put some pressure on in the backcourt against Grants Pass. 2:40 to go, and Bosley comes in and makes an immediate impact as he steals the ball away, almost lets it go out of bounds. He'll get it away to Mendoza. Pass through the defense, McCurdy head fake. He'll drive baseline, puts it up with the left hand. What a finish for the sophomore Andy McCurdy. McCurdy with his first points quickly. The two guys first off the bench for Roseburg make an impact. Trying to cut through the lane, some pushing and shoving, and to the ground goes one of the Grants Pass players. The foul goes against Owen Bentia, who will pick up his second here in the first quarter. 2:50. There we go. Get the video stream back up for those that are watching. My apologies. Pass away left side. Brushmeyer with it. Fires it underneath the Rosetta, working the left block against McCurdy. A couple of youngsters out there. McCurdy, a sophomore, Rosetta, a freshman. Driving right side. Use the off arm to get the defender off of him. The shot too long for McLean. Tip out of bounds. It'll stay with Grants Pass. Roseburg has Friedenberg, Mendoza, Bosley, McCurdy, and Lopez on the floor. A no-look pass underneath by Brushmeyer. Turnaround for for Jesse. Too strong. Mendoza with the rebound. He'll race it up the floor. Weaves through traffic. Lobs underneath to McCurdy. Into the corner for Lopez. Drives from the right side. Pulls up for the jumper. Too strong. Rebound tipped around, and it is Grants Pass that comes away with it. Grants Pass has Deshane on the floor along with McLean. Jesse out there. Rosetta and Brushmeyer. Out at the top with it, Brushmeyer. A couple of pump fakes with the with the basketball. Got it to Deshane, and then he came sailing in to try and tip away the basketball. And Brushmeyer going to get whistled for the foul as he just absolutely threw Julian Lopez into the padding behind the basket. Brushmeyer will pick up his first, and it is into the bonus for Roseburg, so it will be a two-shot foul for Julian Lopez. Lopez at the free throw line leads the team with an 82%. Right-handed shooter. And I need to stop talking about guys' percentages. Misses the front end. Roseburg leading 13-12 with 44 seconds to go. Asher Friedenberg comes out. Caden Luther will make his first appearance on the floor tonight. Second free throw is good. 1 out of 2 for Lopez. Makes it a 2-point game. 41 seconds to go. So about a 9-second difference on the shot clock and game clock. They pull up for a quick shot there for Grants Pass. Mendoza another rebound. Spins his way up the floor. Going wild. It goes off his foot and it ricochets right to Bosley. Shot clock is turned off. Roseburg can hold for the final shot. Lopez comes to get it, working against Deshane. Deshane all over him. Almost knocked it away. Falling towards the backcourt. Lopez tossed it up, and it's going to be a jump ball called as McLean and McCurdy were fighting for the loose ball. They'll say they got tied up. Possession arrow will favor Roseburg with 12.3 seconds to play in the first quarter. This has a feel of a game that could start to get heated as things continue on. Right now, a 2-point ball game. Mendoza left side, 5 seconds. Going to pull up for the three from the left wing, and he splashes it through as the first quarter comes to an end. Roseburg will lead it by 5, their largest lead of the night, as we go to the second quarter on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Start the second quarter. Roseburg leading this one by 5. Quick shot for Grants pass off the mark. And there to rebound is Michael Bosley, the senior, who starts on the floor for the second quarter for Roseburg, leading 17-12 as we welcome you back here to Roseburg High. You've got Lopez, McCurdy, Luther, Friedenberg, and Bosley on the floor. A lineup that I don't think has been out there for much together. Luther will get it on the left wing, looking underneath for Friedenberg. Got some space. He kicked into the corner. He caught Bosley off guard. Bosley was rotating, thinking that Friedenberg was going up with a shot. He got airborne and decided to pass it, and he threw it out of bounds. Bosley couldn't get back to the spot. On the floor for Grants pass, you've got Deshane out there along with McIntosh. Bounce baseline goes to Jaden Jesse. Back to McIntosh. His floater, no, rims out, and Friedenberg there to collect it. He'll bring it up on the near sideline. Also McLean out there, along with, we mentioned Bruner, Deshane, McIntosh, and Jesse. Long pass across from one corner to the other. A three by Lopez, too strong. Long rebound into the left corner, pulled in by Bruner. Bruner brings it up through the center circle to the left side for Deshane, who almost traveled, kept his feet planted. Jesse goes right side, spins back to his left, puts up a shot, no, underneath Bruner with the rebound, got his own rebound again, now gets a whistle against Caden Luther. Couple of looks underneath for Peyton Bruner. That'll be the first on Luther, first here in the second quarter. Minute 16 ticked away here on the second quarter clock. It's been a tight one so far. First one for Peyton Bruner at the free throw line goes through. He's got 3. Leading scorers in the first quarter for Grants Pass was Gavin McLean with 4. For Roseburg with 9 was Asher Friedenberg, who was 5 for 5 at the free throw line. Second one rattles in for Bruner. Bruner will hit them both, makes it a 3-point game, 17-14. Lopez handling the point. Angles to the near side, toss it back across the floor. They get it to Vincent Ash, who's into the game. At the left wing, was looking, didn't find what he wanted. To the right side, Friedenberg lost his handle, has to track it down to the corner, got the angle on the baseline, a wild shot, he bakes it in! What a play for Asher Friedenberg. He's into double figures, has Roseburg back up by 5. 19-14, 6:15, pass to the left side for McLean. Looks down to the Bruner in the left blocks. One bounce away to Deshane on the right side. Gets it into the corner. A 3-ball is short from McIntosh. It's Lopez right there for the board. He races into the front court, has defenders all over him. They get out of position. He attacks from the left side, but his lay-in just a bit short. McLean brings it up, gets it to McIntosh baseline. He drives in. His shot is just off the mark, spits out of the cylinder. Up the floor, lob it up to Ash. Ash attacks to the free throw line. He had the jumper, no, but underneath, and a putback attempt for Caden Luther. He is fouled in the act of shooting and will head to the free throw line. Caden Luther there underneath doing a nice job creating space and being able to pull down that offensive board and get a second look at it for Roseburg. Frantic pace here in this ball game, and that's more Roseburg style. We'll see if they can keep it up throughout the game. You've got to imagine a team like Grants Pass wants to be physical, wants to slow things down, and If Roseburg can play its game, it might wear down this Cavemen's team. Caden Luther at the free throw line, not an all-star shooter. He is a 40% free throw shooter, and the first one looked like a guy that shoots 40% from the line. Into the game, Micah Mendoza for Asher Vredenberg, who's going to take a seat with 11 points, leading scorer in the ball game. Luther stood on the football field as well. He rattles in the second one. So he gets 1 out of 2. That's 50% right there. That's better than his season average. He'll take it. Roseburg pressing in the backcourt. Bruner gets it, finds the man up the floor. McLean, and McLean going to get a whistle as Micah Mendoza will get called for the contact. Shot didn't go, but Mendoza able to alter the attempt at the rim for Gavin McLean, the all-conference honorable mention selection a year ago. McLean, the senior, has 4 points in the contest and looking to add to it here at the charity stripe. Rattles in the first one. Tonight's contest brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 5:31 to go here in the first half. Second free throw is good for McLean. Hits them both. He's got 6. It's back to a 4-point game. 20-16. Pass right side. Ash has it between the circles. Gets it to Mendoza. He's got an open look with some space. He rattles in his second 3 of the game. Micah Mendoza, another one. And Roseburg is up by 7. 23-16. Left side to Shane, into the corner for Bruner. Bruner goes right around a screen, in the lane, jump stop, throws it up. It's too strong. Clanks off the back of the iron. Luther there for the rebound. Roseburg racing up the floor, head fake by McCurdy. Jump stop, gets it to Ash in the middle of the lane, pulls up for the 6-footer. It's off the back of the iron, and the rebound pulled in by McLean. McCurdy there fighting for it, but McLean was able to hang on to the basketball. Only nearing the midway point of the second quarter, a lot of action going on. A late pass into the corner for Bruner. His 3 attempt was way too long, but the ball gets tipped out of bounds by McCurdy. It stays with the Cavemen, and a fresh shot clock coming up. Asher Vredenberg, after a quick breather, comes back into the game for Caden Luther. Luther exiting with the 1 point on the 1-for-2 trip to the free throw line. Inbound. Hand off to McLean, circles around to the top, gets it to Deshane. Underneath, they look for the give and go. Too strong, rebound tipped, a loose ball and a push. And it's Vincent Ash that I think gets called for this one. It will be Ash. That'll be the first on him. And for Roseburg, it is 3 team fouls here in the second. Out to the top for Deshane. Long possession here for Grants Pass. In the middle, lost the defender. Turnaround jumper, no. Bruner underneath, had the rebound, and it gets lost off of the foot of Micah Mendoza. Bruner pulled down the rebound, lost it out of bounds, but it was because it got knocked out of his hands, I think by like the leg or the knee of Micah Mendoza. 4:11 to go here in this first half of the ball game. Inbound, another fresh shot clock for the Cavemen. Spin move into the body of Vredenberg, and Luke Morgan will have his second field goal of the game. Makes it a 5-point contest, 23-18. 7 points was the largest lead for Roseburg in the game so far. Lob long way across the floor. Asher Vredenberg against the zone defense. Kicks back out to Mendoza. Resets on a step back 3, and he buries it. 3rd of the game for Micah Mendoza. The senior having a nice one here as he's got 11. He's tied with Asher Vredenberg for the lead for Roseburg. Out at the top, Mendoza knocks it away. Lopez with the steal, 1-on-1, goes in, puts up the shot. It's too strong. On the rebound, a whistle. And they call it against Grants Pass. I thought the signal initially was that it was against Roseburg. It's the first foul of the game against Jordan Rosetta. Timeout taken down on the floor by Roseburg. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout as well. Let's take a 30-second break. Come back with more of the action on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Not a bad start to the ballgame for the Roseburg Indians. They lead by their largest mark at 8 points, 26-18 with 3:28 to go first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Owen Bentia has been on the bench with his 2 fouls for quite some time, but Roseburg's been able to stretch the lead to 8 in his absence. Right now, Roseburg has Lopez, Mendoza, Ash, Friedenberg, and McCurdy on the floor. They'll have the basketball with a fresh shot clock out of the timeout. Inbound right in the middle, Asher Friedenberg, and he makes the touch basket. He got right in the middle, elevated, caught the pass, and lays it in, and Roseburg's up by 10 against Grants Pass. Left side, ball nearly taken away from McIntosh. Holds it at the left wing, pass into the middle, and thrown out of bounds by Morgan. Missed his target on the baseline. Roseburg will have it back with 3:11 in the first half, trying to extend their lead. Mendoza walks it into the front court. Working against a zone. Bounce into the middle by Ash. Nice job there to find the open man there. In the corner, it's Friedenberg able to get to the mid-range jumper, and Asher buries another. He's got 6 in the period. And Roseburg's on top by 12, 30-18. Friedenberg knocking that one down from 8 feet. Driving baseline. McLean circles back into the left corner, tried to pass it underneath. Ball tipped and right into the hands of Julian Lopez. Lopez brings it up the floor, attacking left side, high off the glass, the wild scoop shot. No, the rebound tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Roseburg. Roseburg playing its style of basketball, and they feel energized out there on the floor right now, racing up and down the floor. They look like they're able to do what they want to do against this stingy Grants Pass defense. A 3 by Lopez. He has struggled to find his mark. The rebound knocked down was McLean, and the loose ball was taken away by Ash. Roseburg will get another look at it here. That was McLean. He got the rebound, but he kind of lost his balance, went down, lost the basketball, and Roseburg took it away. McCurdy gets it to Ash. Work it right side. Friedenberg got around the defender easily. He explodes to the basket, sprinting to the rim for the lay-in, and Roseburg now up by 14. 32-18, 2 minutes to play in the first half. Left side with it. McIntosh crossover, back to his left. Fire across the floor to McLean. He dribbles into the right corner, angles to the baseline, back. Jumper, no, underneath. It's Rosetta with the offensive board and the putback. He'll head to the line for the three-point play. The fadeaway was off the mark by McIntosh, but a nice job underneath by Rosetta. The big man underneath, the fight for the board, and put it back up and in. Rosetta was 2 for 2 at the line earlier in the first quarter. He's got 4 in the game, looking to make it 5. The foul was against McCurdy, and Rosetta hit the free throw. 3-point play. 32-21 with 1:41 to go here in the opening half of tonight's Southwest Conference battle between Roseburg and Grants Pass. Roseburg looking for their 3rd straight win against the Cavemen. Mendoza gets it down in the blocks, kicks to McCurdy in the left corner. Too strong with his 3, got his own rebound. He goes back up with it, and he'll get it to drop. It dances on the iron before it goes through for Andy McCurdy. Good second effort for the Tribe. Makes it a 13-point game. Lob it, and knocked down McCurdy. Whistled for the push on Luke Morgan. Morgan got it, tried to spin to the basket. And McCurdy there made contact, extended the arms, and sent him down. Grants Pass into the bonus. So the Cavemen will get free throws here in the final minute 12. At the free throw line, Luke Morgan to shoot 2. Morgan hits the first of his 2 free throw attempts. Michael Bosley will come in for Andy McCurdy, who picked up his second. Peyton Bruner comes out of the game, and in for him, I believe Zach DeShane was the guy coming off the bench there. Second free throw was short. Ash there for the rebound. So Rosetta misses his first free throw of the game. A little bit better performance at the stripe here in this game for Grants Pass than against South Medford a week ago. Mendoza draws it out. We're under a minute to play in the opening period. Plenty of time between the game clock and shot clock. Mendoza, step back from the right elbow. He makes it look so pretty. Mendoza splashes through another one. Roseburg on top, 36-22. Back to a 14-point game. At the right elbow, Rosetta faked left, stepped around the defender, found Morgan cutting to the basket. Rosetta with the assist on the bucket for Morgan, 36-24. 22 seconds to go, shot clock turned off as Friedenberg brings it into the front court, angles to the left side of the floor, dribbling out at the top, bounce it away to Ash. Got it to Mendoza. Micah, a couple of jab steps, works against McLean, got free, finds Lopez. Shooters just keep shooting, and Julian Lopez will get his first 3 of the night from half court, and a travel call as we go to halftime against Grants Pass. The officials, I don't know if they're going to put any time on the clock. I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it. Nope, that is going to be the end of the first half. Roseburg leads at 39-24 as we go to the break here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Three-pointer for Julian Lopez gets his first of the night, and he stretches it to Roseburg's largest lead at 15. When we come back, we'll recap the first half for you. Roseburg on top of Grants Pass, 39-24 at the break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Back here at Roseburg High School, where at the break it is 39-24, Roseburg in front of the visiting Grants Pass Cavemen. If this score holds, Roseburg will be staying there amongst the top teams in the Southwest Conference, South Eugene and South Medford. Now, if those two teams will happen to lose tonight, they are in action, then Roseburg could be in a tie for first place if they hang on for the win here this evening. If not, if South Medford and South Eugene win, Roseburg will remain one game out of first place. Roseburg tight early in this game against Grants Pass, but able to start playing their style of basketball and pull away in that second quarter. And they lead it by 15 here at the break. That's their largest lead of the contest. It was 17-12 at the end of the first quarter. It was tight early on, and neither team able to really separate much. Grants Pass led by 2 at one point. Roseburg, their largest lead was 5 at the end of the quarter. It was not separated by much more than that throughout most of that first period. But then Roseburg outscores Grants Pass 22-12 in the second quarter, and that helps the Indians stretch it to a 15-point lead here at the break. In the first half of the contest, Roseburg with 4 made three-pointers, 3 of them by Micah Mendoza. On the other side, no three-pointers made by Grants Pass. At the free throw line for the Cavemen, let's see here, 4, 6, 8. They are 8 for 9 at the free throw line for the Grants Pass Cavemen. For the Roseburg Indians, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Roseburg is 9 for 12 at the free throw line in the first half. So both teams doing well at the free throw stripe. For Grants Pass, that's a welcome sight after going 0 for 8 at the stripe in the loss against South Medford a week ago. When we come back, we'll take a look at individual scoring from the first half of tonight's contest, so don't go anywhere. We'll have that for you here in just a couple of moments. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure that you have an agent in your corner in these complicated travel times. Call Flyaway at 672-5701. We'll take another 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll continue on with the halftime show here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Halftime break here from Roseburg High. We'll take a look at individual scoring from the first half of tonight's contest. And going to try to see if I can track down some scores from other games going on around the Southwest Conference and maybe a couple of Douglas County games as well. Don't forget to stick around with us in the postgame show when we name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. Stop by to fill up after home games. They're at the corner of Bellows in Harvard in Roseburg. Also, we're keeping track of rebounds this season. to name our In the Paint rebound leader when the game wraps up. That's sponsored by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft, they're a paint store, not a paint department. All right, first half of tonight's ball game for the Grants Pass Cavemen. 24 points on the board. They do not have a player in double figures as of yet. Leading the way, Luke Morgan with 7, scored 5 in the second quarter. Also, you've got 6 points for Gavin McLean. Peyton Bruner with 4. With 5 points, Jordan Rosetta off the bench. And 2 points for Tyler McIntosh in there as well. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians, leading scorer in the game is Asher Friedenberg with 17, had 9 in the first, 8 in the second. Micah Mendoza puts up 8 points in the second quarter. He's got 13 points so far tonight. They've done most of the heavy lifting with the scoring. 4 points for Julian Lopez, Andy McCurdy with 4 points, and Caden Luther with a point on the board as well. Leading rebounder so far through the first half is Micah Mendoza. That is a look at your first half statistics here. Second half of our ball game is going to be coming up here in just a few moments. Checking in on North Medford and South Medford. The Black Tornado and Panthers are squaring off, and that game is just tipping off. The JV game must have gone a little long. They were scheduled for a 7:30 start time in that one, so they are just getting underway. And so that game, scoreless. We'll try to get updates on that one from South Medford High School for you here as the evening wears on. North Medford trying to get their first win in conference play and trying to hand South Medford its first loss in the Southwest Conference. So that is one of the games going on tonight. South Eugene is at Sheldon as well here this evening. So the Axe are trying to stay undefeated in the league as they take on Sheldon. For Grants Pass, they'll be back on the road tomorrow. The Cavemen will play South Eugene tomorrow in Eugene to make up for a game lost last week. So that is a look at what's going on around the conference here tonight. Didn't have any scores to pass along to you there. Sheldon and South Eugene, they started at 5:30. That's about an hour before ours, so maybe there's a chance they've got a final score posted. We can try and pass that along to you here tonight as well. The JV score, that was quite the ball game there in the JV game earlier today. The Roseburg boys losing 38-36 against Grants Pass in the JV matchup. All right, just about ready to kick off the second half of our ball game. It'll be Roseburg ball moving right to left on your radio dial, wearing their home whites. And in the road blues is Grants Pass, working left to right. Roseburg will start with their starting 5 on the floor: Ash, Mendoza, Lopez, Friedenberg, and Bentia. And that mask maybe having an effect on Owen Bentia as a pass to him in the corner goes right through his hands and out of bounds. So to the right side with the basketball. To the left with McLean. He looked for the pick and roll, got it to Morgan, who gets fouled in the act of shooting. And Luke Morgan will head to the free throw line, looking to cut into a 15-point deficit for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Did have a final here. South Eugene beats Sheldon by 7, 64-57. First free throw, no good for Luke Morgan. Second one coming for the senior. Morgan hits 1 out of 2. Make it a 14-point game, 39-25. South Eugene will stay in first place tonight. See what happens with South Medford against North Medford. Roseburg trying to stay in that chase for the conference title. Hand off to Friedenberg. He wanted to make the pass to the cutter to the baseline. Might have probably preferred to see him take the shot. Taken away by Grants Pass. Miss at the rim. And the rebound and putback for Peyton Bruner. Bruner will help Grants Pass with their start here in the third quarter. Roseburg underneath Asher Vredenberg. He continues his attack of the rim. Makes it 41-27. Vredenberg with 19. His career high is 25. Ball taken, almost taken away by Mendoza, and that would have been one that would have lit up the crowd. Mendoza would have had nobody in front of him racing for the basket. 41-27. It's Bruner to get it on the inbound out near the near sideline. Almost traveled as he picked up his dribble, and the initial pass target wasn't there. A three by McLean, no. Bruner underneath, fights for the offensive board, gets it. A second look for the Cavemen, skying in the double clutch for Tyler McIntosh. And Grants Pass has started out, they get a steal, can't finish, was Jesse, and now fighting for the loose ball, foul called against Jaden Jesse. Grants Pass got the steal. I was trying to do math in my head. I hate doing that. It's a 5-2 run to start out this second half, and Grants Pass almost made it 7-2 on that steal, but Jesse couldn't get it to finish, then gets whistled for his third foul in the ballgame. Foul against either team so far in this third quarter. McCurdy comes into the game for Roseburg, holding on the left wing, got it to Vredenberg, gives it up to Ash. Ash gives it right back to Asher. He pulls it out to the right wing, driving, offensive foul. Asher Vredenberg tried to drive and get the defender to follow and then kick into the corner, but he drove right through the defender's chest. And Grants Pass has come out showing some defensive pressure, and they've been holding Roseburg in check so far. It's a 12-point ball game. Jesse finds Morgan on the weak side, got the defender in the air. Morgan patient and puts it in to make it a 10-point game. That 15-point lead has been whittled down a bit here so far to start the third quarter. McCurdy's going to dribble into the right corner, trying to get it down to Mendoza. It's poked out from behind. Jaden Jesse knocks it away. 5:28 to go in the third quarter. Cavemen on a run to start this third quarter, 7-2, and a timeout taken by the Grants Pass Cavemen. Cavemen will use their first of the ball game. Let's take a 30-second break as well. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
30 seconds.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
High school hoops on a Tuesday night here on The Score. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. 5:28 to go in the third quarter. Out of the timeout, Roseburg with the basketball. Bentia out to the top. Back to McCurdy on the right side. He'll step into a three. The lefty launches off the glass, too strong. Bruner with the board. He'll bring it up into the front court for the Cavemen. Grants Pass on a 7-2 run to start the third quarter. McLean gets it, fires to the far side. Jab step, offensive on Jaden Jesse. He'll pick up his fourth. Jesse put his shoulder into the defender, got knocked down, and a sub coming in for Grants Pass. Jesse with his 4 fouls will have to take a seat as Zach Deshane will check back into the game. That's the third foul this period against the Cavemen. Mendoza racing left side, hands it off to Vredenberg, draws it back out. Deshane right on top of him, trying to create some space. Vredenberg, spin move back to his left, gets in the middle, found Ash open as the defense collapsed, and a great assist there from Asher Vredenberg to find Vincent Ash, the fellow senior, puts it in, his first points of the evening. Roseburg 43-31 score. Deshane tried to pass it underneath, but Vredenberg works in front of Morgan and tips it away. Big night tonight for Asher Vredenberg. Not only is he doing it with his scoring, but he has been able to facilitate his other teammates, and he's been playing tough on defense. Deshane at the top, finds Morgan cutting. Morgan is going to get a foul as he gets the bucket. Vincent Ash, it looked like pretty ticky-tacky call on the touch there, but Ash will pick up his second foul. Going to the free throw line will be Luke Morgan for the three-point play. 1 of 2 on a trip earlier this quarter. Spins it in the right hand. He's short. Misses the front end, and the opportunity at the three-point play keeps it a 10-point game. Friedenberg got the rebound. Fires it right side to Ash, who dribbles into the corner. Looking underneath for Friedenberg, and they whistle as Friedenberg and Deshane were battling for position underneath. So I believe it's going to be against Zach Deshane, whistled for the foul, his first. 4:16 to go in the third quarter. Coach Joel Jesse trying to explain what he thought Zach Deshane was trying to do to fight for position underneath. Pass out to the top. Deshane will steal this one. Gets it up the floor to McIntosh. Lets the defense go by, but he misses the bunny underneath, and Friedenberg comes up with the rebound. Works it up the floor quickly to Bentia. Spin move, had it stripped out of his hands. Goes down. Gets a help up from the Grants Pass player. Good sportsmanship there. Racing into the front court. McIntosh tried to pass through a wall of white jerseys. It gets tipped to Vincent Ash. Roseburg up the floor. A lob towards the rim, and Mendoza wanted it. Couldn't get there as he had a defender right in his way. Bruner's going to try to attack. He runs right over Asher Friedenberg, and Friedenberg whistled for the block. It's a 10-point game, and looking to try and cut into it now will be Peyton Bruner, who is 2 for 2 at the stripe in tonight's contest. Back and forth, a little sloppy there for these two sides. The foul goes against Friedenberg. I have it for his second. Mendoza's going to head to the bench. He was frustrated he didn't get a chance to try and attack. Oh, they gave him the bucket. I didn't see that he made it. So Bruner, it was an and one for him, and he missed it. Underneath, Friedenberg got free. He'll stretch it back to a 10-point game. Grants Pass got within 8 here in the third quarter. Down underneath, another bucket. It's an 8-point game with 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. 45-37, Grants Pass not dead after trailing by 15 at the end of the first half. McCurdy gets it in the left block, finds Ash. It got poked out of his hands, saved back in by McIntosh, and another takeaway for the Cavemen. Their defense can work them back into games. Bruner goes right side. He goes over Ash. He knocked him out of his shoes, and Ash will draw the offensive foul against Peyton Bruner. And the visiting fans from Grants Pass can't believe it. They were all up out of their seats on that whistle. Ash will have to put his tennis shoe back on, and he substitutes out of the game. Michael Bosley will come in for Roseburg. Only starters on the floor, Lopez, Friedenberg, and Bentia. Owen Bentia sends it left side to Bosley. And now they will whistle the travel as Bosley, there really was no hiding that one. He just straight up walked with the basketball. Almost wasn't caught somehow, but he did just taking a walk. Bounce left side, Bruner, head fake, drives against Lopez, gets underneath against McCurdy, missed the front end, but a putback is good for Bruner. And it is a 6-point game, 45-39. Low scoring period for Roseburg, just 6 points. Out to the top, Bosley. Lopez to the far side to McCurdy. Wants to get it underneath to Friedenberg. 3 players around him. Out to Bentia for the 3. First points of the night for Owen Bentia. And they come at a big moment. Back to a 9-point game. Bentia, with his foul trouble, was held in check in the first half. Bruner out at the top. Attacks left side. Had it poked away. Able to track it back down. Out to McIntosh at the top, drives in, dumps back over, and it's ripped away by Friedenberg, and they'll call a jump ball. Whew. That's a quick whistle on a jump ball as Friedenberg got his hands in and tied it up and just ripped it away from, I believe that was McIntosh, who was driving. It was either McIntosh or McLean. It'll be possession arrow to the Cavemen. Fresh shot clock with 1:52 to go in the third. A three, front iron, and a whistle. That'll be on Rosetta underneath as Asher Vredenberg working to try and get position underneath the basket. Got pushed in the back by Rosetta, who picks up his second. And an official timeout. Oh, no, we're into the bonus. Grant's pass with 5 fouls. So we get to the bonus, and it'll be 2 shots here for Roseburg. I don't think they're technical fouls, but nobody's on the line, or nobody's in the lane with Asher Vredenberg getting ready to shoot. Everybody was using the opportunity to talk to their players. So 1:46 to go in the third quarter. Been a rally here by Grants Pass. They have outscored Roseburg 15-9. But the Indians trying to finish strong and stretch it back out. Vredenberg, he had been perfect at the stripe, 5 for 5, misses the front end of 2 here. Peyton Bruner will come out of the game for Luke Morgan, who checks back in. Second free throw here for Vredenberg, can stretch it back to double digits. Righty sends it up and splashes it through. So it's back to a 10-point game, 49-39. 1:44 to go in the third quarter. McLean brings it up, bounces it away. It's taken away by Lopez. Julian one-on-one with McLean, goes right up. He fires up a shot, no. Tip by Bentia, no. McCurdy with the board. His shot put back, no. Roseburg had 3 looks on it, could not get it. Up the floor, right side to Shane. Gives it away, cuts to the rim, backing his way in, goes Morgan. He banks it in. Luke Morgan has 7 in the period, and it's back to an 8-point game. 12. Mendoza called for a carry. Cradled it in. That's the right call there. Roseburg at times tonight feel like they're trying to move too fast. I know they want to be up-tempo, they want to push the tempo, but Roseburg at times looking as if they're trying to move too quickly tonight, and they've gotten a bit sloppy with the basketball. An 8-point game. Grants Pass down 49-41 with the basketball. 64 seconds to play in the period. DeShane gives it away right side to Rosetta, gets it back. Roseburg with a zone. Left side McLean, back out to the top. DeShane underneath to Morgan, back out to McLean. Left side 3, no, underneath, and it's McCurdy with the board. He comes down with a big defensive board there. Still no 3-pointers in this game for Grants Pass. Driving in left side, off night tonight for Owen Bentia. Can't get that shot to go. DeShane into the corner for Rosetta. Cuts to the hoop. Rosetta will dribble it out of the left corner towards the top. Bounce it away. Coming to get it. Out to the midcourt stripe. DeShane with the basketball holds. 24 seconds. Shot clock and game clock. A difference of about 4 seconds. DeShane pass it away right side. One-hand push pass to McIntosh. Grants Pass letting the clock wears down. 7-5 on the shot clock. 4, 3, 2 underneath. Morgan at the horn. No. 4 seconds. A putback for Rosetta is good. And Grants Pass is trailing by 6 as we go to the fourth quarter. 49-43. Big quarter for the Cavemen. Big finish coming up after this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Grants Pass outscores Roseburg 19-10 in the third quarter, and they battle their way back, trailing by 6 as we start the fourth quarter. Roseburg basketball moving right to left in their home white jerseys. Asher Friedenberg will hand it off to Mendoza. He'll try to drive right side, and he'll travel. He got tied up, took an extra step as he tried to split defenders. And Roseburg turnovers here in the second half have been big. Grants Pass with the basketball, trailing by 6, trying to make it a one-possession game. Racing into the front court comes Deshane. Hassled by Lopez. He almost traveled, no whistle. And underneath, Morgan got free, and Morgan will get 2 to make it a 4-point game. 49-45. Bounce left side to McCurdy. McCurdy working one-on-one against Morgan. Got him in the air. McCurdy, the sophomore, in a big spot. Comes up with 2. He's got 6. McIntosh racing up the floor on the near sideline. Kicks into the corner to Rosetta. Backs his way in against McCurdy. Too short on the put-up, but it's tipped down to Deshane. A second look for the Cavemen as they've been rebounding well here in the second half. Again, Rosetta trying to back his way in. Gets it to Deshane at the top. Angles right side. Bounce it down to Morgan. Things opened up. He tosses the ball over the backboard out of bounds to Roseburg. Caden Luther's going to come into the game. Luther will replace McCurdy, and McCurdy will head to the bench. Andrew McCurdy, a nice off-the-bench game here with 6 points. Peyton Bruner comes in for Luke Morgan for Grants Pass. It's a 6-point game with 6:39 to go. Driving baseline, a wraparound. What a play for Julian Lopez. He got to the baseline but had to cut underneath the hoop, and he gets the wraparound for the bucket. Up the floor on the near side. Handoff from McIntosh to Deshane. Gives it away to right wing. McLean driving in through the lane. Got it knocked away by Bentia. 3-on-2. Friedenberg spin back to his left. High off the glass. It hits off the iron. No, and underneath it's McIntosh with the rebound. He pushes it up the floor to McLean. McLean, a bucket and the foul. An 8-point game now cut down to a 6-point contest with the and one coming for Gavin McLean, who now has 8 points in the game. And Asher Friedenberg's going to get his first foul of the fourth quarter. Goes against Roseburg. Leading scorers through 3 periods. 14 points for Luke Morgan for Grants Pass, and 20 points for Asher Friedenberg for Roseburg. The and one good for McLean. He's 3 for 3 at the line. He makes it a 5-point game. 6 minutes to go in the contest. Roseburg trying to get its 3rd win in conference play. Bentia jab step right, goes left, gets to the iron and finishes. Bentia, quiet night for him, dealing with foul trouble, but he's got 5 and gets a big 2 there. Makes it a 7-point game. Driving through the middle. Oh, Luther thought he had a blocked shot, and instead it's a shooting foul for Tyler McIntosh. Luther going to pick up his second. 2 fouls against Roseburg. Players coming in for Grants Pass are going to be Luke Morgan and Jaden Jesse. Jesse playing with 4 fouls. At the free throw line, Tyler McIntosh. This is the first of 2. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Seven-point game, and it'll stay that way as it's an empty trip to the free throw line for Tyler McIntosh. Roseburg with the rebound. Friedenberg angles right side to Lopez. Lopez spins to the right corner, looking to get it underneath to Mendoza, and the defense all over him. That's McIntosh that was trying to square up Mendoza, had him wrapped up, tried to work from behind, gets whistled. That'll be the second on McIntosh in the ball game. Roseburg leading 55-48, 5.5 to go. Inbound right corner, Bentia, an open look at a 3. Launches that one halfway down before it comes out. Rebound comes down to Morgan, up the floor. McLean He was ahead of everybody. He loses the basketball. He got it back somehow on his rear end, and Grants Pass keeps the possession. Almost a disastrous turnover for the Cavemen, but McLean will get it back. On the left side, works it down to Morgan. Pass to the top. McIntosh attacks, hangs in the air, finishes with his back to the basket as he lays it in. McIntosh with another 2. Makes it a 5-point game. Roseburg's been able to keep Grants Pass at least at an arm's length as Mendoza somehow fights around a defender right at the blocks who was just cemented in. I don't know how he worked that one around. Pass into the corner. Rosetta head fake. Enters it in. It's tipped away by Vredenberg. Roseburg will get to reset in the half court defensively. 4:43 here in the period. 27 on the shot clock for the Cavemen. McLean looking for help. Lobs it out to the top, and a timeout taken by Grants Pass. That'll be their second of the game. They'll have 3 remaining. A quick timeout here for us as well. Let's take a 30-second break on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Checking in around the Southwest Conference, South Medford leading 28-20 in the second quarter against North Medford. Not out of hand down there. North Medford still with a chance. Here we've got a ball game. It's a 7-point game. A 3 from the left side out of the timeout. First of the game. Gavin McLean here in the fourth quarter hits the first 3-pointer for the Cavemen to make it a 4-point game. We're nearing the midway point. On the left side, find the baseline cutter. Mendoza underneath, right under the basket, had 3 blue jerseys around him. And a foul against the Cavemen. Set Roseburg up underneath their basket. Luke Morgan picks up his second. Whistle on the inbound. A 2-shot foul coming for the Tribe. The whistle goes on Rosetta, who picks up his third. Bruner set to check back in after the first free throw. Bentia's first free throw, no good. Bentia, his first trip to the line. Tonight's game brought to you by More Well Drilling, specializing in residential well drilling as well as commercial projects too. Call 541-580-5660 for a free estimate. Second free throw rattles in for Bentia. Makes it a 5-point game. 4:15 to go in the game. Jesse brings it across the timeline. Gets it back between the circles. Pitch and catch with McIntosh. Out to the top for Jesse. Left side for McLean. He's going to launch another 3. Way long, but weak side rebound for McIntosh. He's short, but he tips it back in. McIntosh got 2 looks from right underneath. Makes it a 3-point game. Trying to answer on the other side. Bentia shot no. A rebound down to the Grants Pass Cavemen, who can tie it up on a 3. Bruner to Jesse. 3:40 to go. The second half has been owned by the Cavemen. Right side, McIntosh at the wing. Out to Bruner. They work it left side to McLean. Underneath to Morgan. Working against Luther. Who fought into him. Got his own rebound. Puts it back, and Luke Morgan having a big second half. Makes it a 1-point game. 58-57. Grants Pass hasn't led since the first quarter. Their largest lead was 2, and Roseburg's going to use a timeout. The Grants Pass Cavemen have fought their way back in. They trail by 1. Let's use a 30-second timeout as well. At 3:15 to play in the fourth quarter, it's 58-57. Roseburg in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, the Roseburg Indians leading 58-57. A 15-point halftime deficit has been erased. Grants Pass trailing by 1. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. And we appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us for the live video stream on 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. The live video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Asher Friedenberg bounces it away to Caden Luther. Trying to get it to Micah Mendoza. He has a player draped all over him. Mendoza fires it to Lopez, steps into a three. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled down by Grants Pass. And the Cavemen with a chance to take their first lead since the first quarter. 2:52 to play. A three by McIntosh spins through. Second three of the game, and 2:46 to go in the contest. First lead for Grants Pass at 60-58. A whistle will stop play. It's going to be a foul against McIntosh. He picks up his third. Not into the bonus yet for Roseburg. 2:39 to play in the game. And Grants Pass has fought its way back from a 15-point deficit to lead by 2. Lopez on the right side. Out to Luther. Fires it left side to Bentia. In the corner, Roseburg will weave it around to the far side. Mendoza launches a three, and Micah buries one. He needed that. And the Indians are back in front, 61-60. Hold on to your seat, folks. We're into a great finish tonight here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. 2:13 to go. Grants Pass with it. Roseburg just desperately needs a stop. Into the corner for Bruner. Works it down to Morgan. Got the edge against Luther. Puts up a shot. No. Bentia with a huge rebound. Roseburg gets the stop they needed. 2 minutes to play. They lead by 1. 61-60. A minute 55 and counting. Mendoza walks it into the front court through the orange circle. Left side. Oh, Bentia hesitated. Didn't take the three. Mendoza goes around a screen by Luther. Goes back around at the left side. Down to 12 seconds on the clock. Roseburg letting time wear out. Mendoza launches another one! Back-to-back for Micah, and he makes it a 4-point game. A minute and a half to go. Up the floor, Bruner, crossover, stops, kicks out, left side, and a timeout taken by Grants Pass. Well, Roseburg got the spurt they needed. Back-to-back threes by Micah Mendoza. And Roseburg back in front by 4. 64-60, a minute 26 to play. We take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game here, folks. We told you don't go anywhere, and we are very happy that you're here, tuned in for us tonight. Roseburg basketball on the Score, brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Roseburg trying to hand Grants Pass back-to-back losses for the third time this season. They've done it twice earlier. Roseburg trying to win 3 straight and stay within a game of first place in the Southwest Conference. It'll be Grants Pass basketball out of the timeout. Grants Pass with 2 left, Roseburg with 3. McIntosh with it on the right side. Lobs into the middle. It's taken away. He missed his target. Bentia gets it to Friedenberg, who gets hit. Won't get the bucket, but he'll head to the free throw line to help Roseburg extend the lead up by 4. A minute 15 to play as Friedenberg, the senior, goes to the line. Asher with 3 points in the third quarter to get to 20. Quiet second half for him and for the Roseburg Indians altogether, but he'll go to the line for his first points of the fourth quarter. Try and hit these. These are big, and he had been so good at the line in the first half, misses the front end of the 2 here. Zach DeShane comes into the game for Tyler McIntosh, who's had a nice fourth quarter with 7 points. Second free throw here for Friedenberg. He's had a huge night, been a very big boost for Roseburg, but he misses 2 very big free throws, but Roseburg will catch a break underneath. I believe Luke Morgan trying to collect the rebound. He tried to dribble away from pressure and put the ball on the floor, and it goes across the baseline. Turnover by Grants Pass, and Roseburg before the inbound going to take a timeout. Roseburg will use their third timeout of the ball game. They've got 2 left with 1:13 to go. They have the basketball leading by 4. Tonight's contest brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Well, in this one, Roseburg led 39-24 at halftime. At 64, that would put them at, 25 points in the second half. For Grants Pass, they had 24 in the first half. That would put them at 36. So a huge second half here for the Cavemen. They had themselves a big hole to dig out of. They did it, taking a lead 60-58 with 2:46 to go. But Roseburg was able to respond with back-to-back threes by Micah Mendoza, and they lead by 4. They'll inbound from their own baseline. You've got Lopez, Mendoza, Bentia, Friedenberg, and Luther on the floor. The inbound went to Friedenberg, got it right, or went to Mendoza, right back to Friedenberg, backed his way in, turnaround shot, got knocked to the ground, and back to the free throw line goes Asher Friedenberg. He just missed 2 that could have made it a full 2-possession game. He's going to try to see if he can do it here as Roseburg leads 64-60. Jim fairly quiet here. First one, and everybody goes quiet as he launches it up. And Friedenberg hits the first, the second one coming. 5-point game with 69 seconds to go in the contest. The JV game was a close one as well. Kind of expected it would be, I was surprised more that it was a 15-point game at halftime than I am that it's a close game here at the fourth quarter. Both free throws go through for Friedenberg. It's a 6-point game, and head coach Joel Jesse is going to take a timeout. He's going to take a full timeout. We're going to keep it right here with you. Tonight in the Southwest Conference, North Medford was at South Medford for a Southwest Conference rivalry matchup. And last we knew, South Medford was leading by 8. They have gone to the halftime. It's a 7-point game, 30-23. South Medford leading North Medford. So the Black Tornado hanging in on that one. Some other scores from around the region to pass along to you here tonight. From girls basketball scores, North Douglas stays undefeated in league. They win 59-15 over Elkton. And Umpqua Valley Christian girls winning 64-14 on top of Yoncalla. Sutherland was down at North Valley tonight. Roseburg girls are at Grants Pass here this evening. And that one is final. Grants Pass wins 73-25. So the RHS girls lose tonight 73-25 against the Grants Pass Lady Cavers. Our score is 66-60. I said if we could get it into 60, Roseburg's got a good chance at winning this one. The way things started in the first half, I thought they'd get to 60, but I thought they might win a bit more comfortably. Kudos to Grants Pass on the comeback. Out of their timeout, they hand it off. A deep 3 by McLean. Rims out underneath. Rebound tipped around. Mendoza pulls it in. And he gets it to Friedenberg. Grants Pass trying to foul, and the Indians trying to run away from the pressure. They finally stop the clock with 52.9 seconds to go in the game. Roseburg's into the bonus. For those that are watching online, I'm adjusting the Grants Pass timeouts. They have just one left. They didn't call one just there. 66-60, back to the free throw line, Asher Friedenberg. Right now, Friedenberg is 8 for 11 at the stripe. Make it 9 for 12 as he hits the first. 4 points here make that 3 points here in this fourth quarter. He's got 23 for the game. Second free throw, that one rains in as well. 68-60, 51 seconds to go. Ball diving for it. Friedenberg couldn't take it away from Jesse. And another timeout, final one taken for Grants Pass. They trail by 8 with 47 seconds to go. Coach Joel Jesse going to try to draw up something here to see if Grants Pass can get themselves aligned for this final 47 seconds. What a game it has been, 39-24 at halftime, but Grants Pass outscored Roseburg 19-10 in the third quarter, and it was 49-43 at the end of 3. Roseburg has put up 19 here in the fourth quarter. Grants Pass with 17. So they have been able to hang with Roseburg, but the free throw line has been a boost for the Indians here in the fourth quarter, although it could have been better, but Roseburg right now is 5 for 8. 5 for 8 at the free throw line here in the fourth quarter as they have fought their way back in front. A couple of big three-pointers by Micah Mendoza after Roseburg trailed 60-58. Mendoza hitting back-to-back threes, giving Roseburg a 64-60 advantage, and that gave them the lead back, and they haven't relented yet. We'll see how the final 47 seconds play out. Grants Pass inbounding from the far sideline. Jesse will do it with Bruner, Morgan, DeShane, and McLean on the floor. Lob to the basket, an easy lob and lay-in for Bruner. Makes it a 6-point game, but Roseburg breaks up the floor, and Asher Friedenberg will lay it in, and Asher Friedenberg makes it a 8-point game once again with 34 seconds. Jesse weaving around traffic, gets to the rim, a bucket and the foul. Jesse gets his first points of the game, and we'll look at a 3-point play coming up. I want to note there with that 2-pointer for Asher Friedenberg, he's got a new career high with 26 points. Big game tonight for the senior. Jesse, free throw, no. Underneath, Luther with the rebound, gets hacked, and will walk to the other side as Roseburg looks to salt this one away, leading by 6. Foul goes against DeShane, his second. To the free throw line is going to go Caden Luther. That's the right guy to foul if you're going to foul somebody. Luther 1 for 2 at the stripe in the game tonight for his only point. Roseburg's going to drop back a few guys to make sure they're ready on defense here in this 6-point game. Not out of reach yet for Grants Pass as Luther misses the first of his 2. Didn't look bad. His first one of the night did not look pretty, but that one looked decent. Second one coming. And he hits 1 out of 2 again. 50% at the line, going to be raising his average there for Caden Luther. Jesse attacks on the left side, hesitation, no. Luther with another big rebound and another foul. Caden Luther coming up with some big stops down on the other end. The junior battling down in the blocks to pick up those boards. 21.6 seconds to go. And we are just about wrapped up here. 4 fouls against Luke Morgan. The Cavemen look like they're going to bring in, I think, Jordan Rosetta here. Luther sends up the first, and he nails it. Bruner will come out of the game as Rosetta goes back in for the Cavemen. Another free throw coming for Caden Luther. The junior sends it up. Oh, that one rims out. Didn't have a chance to improve on his 50%. Roseburg races back on defense. A 3 deep in the left corner for McLean. No. Bentia with a big board and another trip to the free throw line as Grants Pass will foul again It's Roseburg leading by 8, and they can really put it away here at the line. 72 points in the game for Roseburg. That is a season high allowed by Grants Pass. Previously, 65 was the most they had allowed in a game. Roseburg has eclipsed that. At the line, Owen Bentia, a bit of a quiet night for him. Dealt with foul trouble in the first half and seemed to be a little bit affected with his shooting, but he's able to hit the free throw there. The Dark Knight rises from the bench to hit a big one here late. He hits the second one. And Bentia, he's got a big 3 and a big 2 here in this second half, and he has now gone 3 for 4 at the free throw line, helping Roseburg stretch it back out to a 10-point lead. Final score in this one's not going to look indicative of how close Grants Pass made it. They had a lead with 2:46 to go in the fourth quarter, which is amazing. They were able to do that after trailing by 15 at halftime. But Roseburg has finished strong. Since it was 60-58, Roseburg has outscored Grants Pass 16-4. So inside the final about 2.5 minutes to go, Roseburg has finished strong. And they have done most of that here at the free throw line in this fourth quarter. We'll take a look at numbers when we wrap this one up. Grants Pass will roll the ball in, but they've got some bench players in, some swing guys from the JV team, indicating they are going to wave the white flag a bit here. Mendoza picks up a board underneath. No foul by Grants Pass. And this one is final. Roseburg overcomes a big push by Grants Pass to pick up the win. 74-64, your final score. The Indians will get their third consecutive win, and they move to 3-1 in conference play, hanging tight with the top of the conference, South Eugene and South Medford. Final score again, 74-64. We'll talk all about it when we come back with your postgame show here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here at Roseburg High School, where tonight the Roseburg Indians will pick up a 74-64 victory on top of Grants Pass. A big win for the Indians to move to 3-1 in conference play. They almost gave it away, but they were able to hold off Grants Pass in the fourth quarter. And able to come away with the victory to go to 3-1 on the season in conference play, 10-5 on the year for the Indians. On the other side, Grants Pass goes to 8-8 on the year, and now 2-2 in conference play. They've won or lost back-to-back games. We'll take a look at scoring and rebounding here in the postgame show. I believe Jordan Humphreys will make his way up here for some postgame comments for us, so we'll look forward to having him here in just a few moments as we wrap up this one here from Roseburg High School. And it looks like I'm missing 2 points for both teams in my scoring recap, so there's going to be some points to add in there somewhere, I guess. Or I've just added things up wrong at some point. I do believe that Asher Friedenberg has set a new career high with 26 points here tonight as he finishes strong, going 4 for 6 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Roseburg able to seal this victory, winning by 10 thanks to the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Let's look at the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 for 14 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter for Roseburg to be able to pick up the win here tonight. They outscore Grants Pass 25-21 in that final period after getting outscored 19-10 in the third quarter, allowing Grants Pass to get within 6. Grants Pass actually would get within 6, but then would take a lead briefly with about 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. They would get a 60-58 lead, but from that point on, Roseburg would finish strong. They would, let's see here, 16-4 is the final run for Roseburg to finish out the game over about the final 2.5 minutes of the contest. Really a very strong finish. I'm sure there's going to be a few moments there in the third quarter that Coach Humphreys is interested in trying to address. But, nonetheless, good start to the game, and Roseburg's able to withstand that run by Grants Pass. Let's take a look at scoring. I don't have eyes on Coach Humphreys anywhere, so I'm not sure if he will make it up here. We'll see if he does. Again, unofficial numbers here. We'll get final numbers for you for our game recap on nrtoday.com and at 541radio.com. Let's see here. I've got Asher Friedenberg, 26 points on the night. Micah Mendoza with 21. They were the only two players in double figures as the duo has a big night here tonight. Quiet nights for Julian Lopez and Owen Bentia, but Lopez had 6, well below his average of 12.2, and Bentia finished with 8, well below his average of 13. Then 2 points for Vincent Ash, 3 points for Caden Luther, and 6 points in the game for Andy McCurdy. On the other side, for Grants Pass, they had a few players in double figures. I've count 4. 12 points for Peyton Bruner, 12 points for Gavin McLean, Tyler McIntosh with 11, Luke Morgan with 18, Jordan Rosetta with 7, and Jaden Jesse with 2. That is a look at the scoring from this one. Roseburg finishes with 7 3-pointers. Grants Pass hits 1. Came with 4:33 to go in the fourth quarter that got him to within 4 of the Roseburg Indians. That was made by Gavin McLean. Actually, sorry, they had 2 in the fourth quarter. Also, Tyler McIntosh with a 3 in there as well. Grants Pass does better at the free throw line here in tonight's contest than they did against South Medford. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 10 for 17 at the free throw line for Roseburg or Grants Pass here in this one. So that is a look at how this one played out. Not seeing Coach Humphreys at the moment. We don't want to hang around forever, so we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up here with you tonight, folks, and we'll just catch up with Coach after we're done on the air. As we wrap it up here, want to congratulate the Roseburg Indians on a big win here tonight. Competitive game. Boy, that was a lot of fun. Glad you were here to join us with it tonight here on The Score and with the video stream at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Roseburg's next game is going to be against the South Eugene Axe coming up on Friday here at home at 6:45. As we wrap it up, we want to say thanks to the Grants Pass Cavemen for making it up here tonight for a competitive battle. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to Adam Blue, Athletic Director for the Roseburg Indians, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Connor McLean back in the studio for the radio production tonight and helping out with the video production this evening. Big thanks to Angela Kieran for the help there. As always, want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. Before we go, got to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Asher Friedenberg is going to be our player of the game tonight for the Roseburg Indians. Congratulations, Asher, on a new career high. And your rebound leader tonight, Micah Mendoza. I had him down for 6. I think that is short of his total number. Congratulations to those two. Asher will be getting a gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. And for Micah Mendoza, he's your in-the-paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft. He'll be receiving a $10 gift certificate to use at Java Run. I hope you can join us coming up in our next broadcast on Friday night at 6:45, 6:30 pregame show as Roseburg welcomes in the South Eugene Axe. We'll have it for you streaming online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score. And you can find it right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.